Okay, guys, today let's talk about what's going on in the stock market and why you need to be cautious of what's going on. Yeah, the stock market's hitting all-time records again, and everything looks hunky-dory, and everybody's happy, and everything looks like it's going well. But I think there's some underlying issues here, and I'll get to those here in a minute. But let's go into here, because I think no matter what your broker is, I think you need to be very cautious of what I'm about to show you. And I think there's many reasons you can go through and prove it to yourself to find out the actual facts. And as I always say, be cautious who you listen to and question what I'm saying too. Do your own research and make sure that you're getting the facts the way they are. What's going on out here is your broker may not be actually issuing you the shares of stock, mutual funds, et cetera, that you think are actually in your account. And I'll reference back here to the Dole Foods case that recently happened. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this case, but Dole Foods had a case with David Murdoch, who was the chairman. And what happened was they went through a class action lawsuit. Long story short, Murdoch ended up buying back a bunch of the shares, more or less, and the shareholders were agreed to pay in the class action suit $2.74 a share. That's really not the point of the thing. What ended up happening is when they sent out the letters from the 4,662 shareholders, a total of 49 million shares came back, and that substantially exceeded the figures shown by Dole Foods, that they only had 36,793,000 outstanding shares. So that kind of puts them in kind of a bad predicament. So, oops. Somehow the shareholders own more than 33% more of the Dole Food shares than were actually issued by Dole. So is there some hanky-panky going on? Well, long story short, basically it's a mess of our current financial system that I advocate why we need to head over to cryptocurrencies, because if you set up your cryptocurrencies correctly, you own proof that you own the stuff that you say you own. Whereas all you have at a brokerage account is you have a piece of paper that says you own something. Because if you're familiar, the depository trust company owns everything, because you can't get any more easily the stock certificates from your broker. Just go out and try it. Trust me. It's going to cost you a minimum of $500 per certificate of a share of stock in order to get it. And your broker will fight you on it to even give it to you. They'll deny that you can even get it, because Depository Trust Company owns all the shares now, and they hold them in trust so that when you go buy and sell these things, you can flip them back and forth, and they just keep the records of everything. Well, that's all great and fine and dandy until somebody starts issuing more shares than ever gets recorded on the books. So these companies out there right now, they're issuing shares, and you don't know which ones are legit now, and you don't know which ones aren't. So you really don't know these companies that say they have 2 million shares outstanding. Do they have 2 million? Do they have 5 million? Do they have 10 million? So you really don't know. So if somebody came out there and they said they had 2 million shares of stock out there, and they came out and dumped 5 on the market, what would that do to the market? It'd plummet the price. So that's why I say you need to be very cautious of this information you're getting out there, because this whole financial system that we're dealing with now is not set up for the digital world. And the blockchain gives you valid proof showing you where each share is at. And just to give you an example of that, let's go over here to blockchain.info and take a look. So like here's a transaction. And there's the actual transactions recorded on the blockchain for Bitcoin. So this is the actual proof of the transaction, unlike that fictitious statement you're getting from your brokerage house that says that you actually own something, but you have no proof. This is actually Here's the roots. Here's the hash. You got all the proof now to go back and see the record when it was completed and everything else. So these are the kind of things that we need in our new world, so that we can start having financial transactions we can trust. Because just like in this Dole Foods case here, Dole Foods had too many shares. Well, if this was all done on the blockchain, everybody would know there'd be complete transparency on how many shares they had outstanding, how many shares were issued. Maybe it needs to go to a crypto type currency, and they issue the cryptocurrency rather than going with shares of stock. And the shares of stock program, in my opinion, is another broken system. It pretty much mirrors the monetary system we're on now, fiat currency, where they can print as much money as they so desire. And if you're not familiar with our fiat monetary system, that's essentially what it is. Your bank takes in your $100, but yet they can loan out another $900 of money they don't even have to complete loans and things, so they can make money on that. It's called fractional reserve lending. So go out there and do some research on this stuff. Get educated on this stuff. If you need help getting started in cryptocurrencies, head over to my website at easycryptocurrency.com. Sign up for the free emails. I'll walk you through how to get started today. Thanks. Have a good one. See you in the next video.